Hey guys, I have a list of questions on my iPod, and I'm gonna tell you a bunch of questions, and there's up to 17 questions, and that's actually there's up to 17 questions on the thing. And there's some that I can do and some that I can't, so let's get started. How did you get your YouTuber username? I got it off of my nickname, and I just thought of popcorn. Alright, next one. If you could change your name to anything, what would it be and why? It would be Adriana, and because of my friends, she is really nice to me, and I just thought of that. Okay. If you could go back and so if you could go back in time and give your younger self advantage, what would it be and why? If I could give my younger self advantage, I'd want to be little. Like, I'd want to take over them and be nice, be cute, be adorable. Yeah. And why is because I was a really weird baby when I was a baby. Alrighty. How old were you when you first learned how to? How old were you when you first learned to blow a bubble gum bubble? I was about around 5 or 6, I think. I'd say around 5 or 6. Why did you want to be? What did you want to be when you were little? I've always wanted to be when I was little. I would always walk around and want to be a teacher. And what do you order at Starbucks? I get an iced coffee sometimes. Sometimes I get an iced coffee. It is the juice. But I get iced coffees and a bunch of stuff. I don't know what else. What is the hardest you ever laughed? What's the hardest you ever laughed? I can't really answer that one. If you could play a musical instrument, what would it be and why? If you could play an instrument, if you could play any instrument, any musical instrument, which would it be and why?
As a princess, I won't be doing that.
If it would be alright. Alright. So if I could have a musical instrument, and what would it be and why? It would be a guitar, because I like playing guitars. What's your favorite thing to do when you're upset? Go out to my room, watch TV, play on my laptop. Yeah. What is my favorite movie? My favorite movie is The Night Before Christmas, Frozen, Friends, Full House, SpongeBob. I like 5 different TV shows. What's one food you cannot live without? Yeah. Can I finish doing this video first? I finish doing this video. Okay.
Okay, we'll ask for you.
What's one food you cannot live without? Watermelon and cauliflower. What is your favorite dessert? Pumpkin pie. Favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni and cheese. What would you rather have this? Would you rather have the superpower to read minds or the superpower to be invisible? The superpower to be invisible. What did you do for your last birthday? I did. We did a bunch of games and yeah, we did a bunch of games. If you had one personal selfish wish, what would it be and why? It would be to have the perfectest birthday and be the perfect princess, perfect girl, and yeah. And why? Because everybody ignores me and when they get mad at me. And I don't look a little bit.
Honey, why does that be how?
If you were a Pokemon, what would you be called? What would you look like? If you were a Pokemon, what would you look like? What would you be called? What would you look like? So I would be called the princess of Pokemon. And I'd be wearing a crown and a dress and everything. Lucky our puppies. We're getting a puppy today. And that's all the questions. We're getting a puppy today. And I will do that in another video to talk about him. So,